Welcome to the Explainer. Hey, if you're an apprentice project manager trying to get your head around skill S17, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to support a resource management plan. We'll follow the journey of an apprentice, someone just like you, to see how to understand the task, get it done, and most importantly, how to evidence it for your portfolio. So let's dive in. So meet Jody. She's a Level 4 Associate Project Manager apprentice over at IBIS Stores. Her manager, Riddle, has just given her a pretty big piece of the action on their new summer loyalty campaign. I mean, this is a fantastic opportunity, a real chance to shine. But, well, there's just one tiny problem. Jody's feeling a little out of her depth. You know that feeling, right? When you're nodding along in a meeting, but inside you're screaming, "What is that?" This is super common, and it's actually the very first step to mastering skill S17 for your Level 4 standard. So, what's her next move? She reaches out to her mentor. Right, so feeling a bit stuck, Jody does the smart thing and schedules a chat with her mentor, Adam. This guy's a seasoned pro in project management. He's seen it all. And he's got a knack for making these big, complicated ideas feel simple. His whole goal is to give Jody that aha moment she needs. Adam kicks things off with the official textbook definition. A resource management plan, or RMP, is essentially the project's master plan for stuff. It's the single document that lays out the who, what, where, when, and how much for literally everything the project needs to get done. Think of it as the blueprint for all your resources. Now, Adam knows that definitions can be, let's be honest, a little dry. So to make this whole concept really stick, he uses a simple analogy that just makes everything click into place for Jody. He says, look, a project is just like a big camping trip. The campers, those are your human resources, your project team. The tents, the sleeping bags, all the gear, that's your physical resources, your equipment, your software. And the money you need for food and gas, that's your financial resources. The resource plan is the thing that makes sure you don't end up in the woods without a tent, a map, or enough marshmallows. Adam then explains that any good plan, whether it's for camping or a huge marketing campaign, follows 5 basic steps. First, you identify everything you need. Then you allocate it. Then you schedule when you'll need it, budget for it, and finally, you monitor it all to make sure everything's on track. All right, so with this new camping trip clarity, Jody is feeling pumped. She's ready to get her hands dirty on the summer loyalty campaign. It's time to put the theory into practice and start supporting a real-deal resource management plan. First up, she dives right into the identify stage. And this is so important. She doesn't do it alone in a dark room. No, she collaborates with the team leads. They all get together and brainstorm a master list of everything they need. The designer's time, the software subscriptions, the budget for ads, everything goes on the list. Next, Jody helps with this scheduling part, plugging all this info into the main project timeline. This is absolutely critical because you can't have your copywriter just sitting around waiting for the designer to finish. It's all about making sure the right people and tools are ready at exactly the right moment to keep things moving. And to monitor the whole thing, Jody sets up a simple but super effective tracking log. She keeps an eye on the hours that the freelance contractors are billing and compares it to what was actually budgeted. This is so smart because it means she can raise a red flag early if they're burning through the cash too fast. It's all about being proactive. So Jody has been doing some amazing work, right? But as any Kent Business College apprentice knows, doing the work is only half the battle. Now she has to prove it for her portfolio. And for that, it's time to meet her apprenticeship coach, Olivia. Olivia gets straight to the point. The work Jody's done is fantastic, but to actually pass her apprenticeship, she needs to upload clear, solid evidence to the Aptem system. This is what transforms her hands-on experience into tangible proof that she has the skills. So how does she do it? Olivia helps Jody map her actions to specific bits of evidence. That list she brainstormed with the team, that's her resource plan draft. The work she did on the timeline, that becomes a resource allocation report. And that simple little log she was keeping, boom, that's her resource monitoring log. Every single piece of evidence directly proves a part of the skill. It's perfect. Okay, with a super strong portfolio of evidence all uploaded to Aptem, there's just one last hurdle, the endpoint assessment, the EPA. So now Olivia switches gears from collecting evidence to getting Jody ready for that professional discussion. Olivia starts her off with a foundational question, one she's pretty much guaranteed to get. It's all about walking through that very first step of the process. How do you even begin to figure out what a project is going to need? And check out Jody's model answer. It's a beautiful, clear 4-step process. First, she'd look at the project scope. Second, she'd collaborate with her team. Third, she'd categorize everything using her camping trip model. And fourth, she'd write it all down in a formal document. It's a killer answer because it's not just theory, it's exactly what she really did. Now for a trickier one, a question that's really designed to test her problem-solving skills. What happens when the plan goes off the rails? This is how an assessor can tell if she truly understands how to monitor and control a project. This is such a strong, structured answer. Notice she doesn't try to be the hero and solve it all herself. First, she would report the issue to her project manager. Then they would assess the impact. Then they'd explore their options. And finally, and this is the critical part, she would update the plan. That shows real maturity and a deep understanding of the process. So, we've watched Jody go from feeling uncertain to totally mastering skill S17, and now it is your turn. Let's talk about how you can make this your own story. Here is your roadmap. First, really understand what a resource plan is. Find your own analogy if the camping trip doesn't work for you. Second, you have to act. Put your hand up, get involved, and help out with resource planning on your next project. Third, evidence everything you touch. And finally, prepare to talk about it by practicing with your coach. And we'll leave you with this final thought. You don't have to manage the whole thing tomorrow. Just start with one thing. What is the very first resource? Maybe it's someone's time, a piece of software, a tiny bit of the budget that you can help identify and track starting today. That's your first step on the quest.